Hello, good morning. It is 5:02 a.m. and today I want to talk about how you can become the person that you want to become. Now, having a morning routine can actually change everything. And over the last 1,500 days, I've learned that if you win the morning, you win the day. Let's do this.
So I think one of the biggest things I've learned over the last 4 years, 1,500 days, is that it's actually about becoming the person that you want to become, you know? Like getting up early and having a morning routine isn't just about, making the best day possible, but it's actually about creating something that gives you the best week to the best month and to the best year possible. And before, when I was working at a box gym, I'd roll out of bed and just make it to the gym on time for my clients, and I thought that was good enough, But then when I started my own company and I really learned how to optimize my day, understanding that I wanted to become the type of person who can get up early. I wanted to become the type of person who can do hard things and being able to put myself in a position to overcome those hard things. So this is why I created my morning routine. This is why I start my day early. And hopefully if you take some of these tips, you can optimize and start becoming the person you want to become too. Something that was really shocking to me as I started waking up earlier and getting up at 5 a.m. is the fact that I actually had more energy throughout the day. I was able to be more present in my relationships, more present with my clients, and just overall, my lifts were better, my day was better simply because I got up a little bit earlier, and I feel like that mindset has really taught me how I can become the person I want to be. Number one in my morning routine, I already said it, but waking up early. I remember driving to work back in the day and listening to Ben Bergeron, who is a legend of a CrossFit coach, and he had a podcast, or still has a podcast, called Chasing Excellence.
So 3 things, what are your 3 things that everyone should do every single morning?
Okay, the first one would be something that we've talked about before. Don't snooze. Don't hit the snooze buttons. Wake up when you're supposed to wake up.
And he had this phrase of, you win the day, you win the morning. Reverse that. And he had this phrase of, if you win the morning, you win the day. And he really talked about the power of being able to accomplish the first task that you set in your day. He emphasized on winning the morning so much, and it just stuck in my head. And the concepts weren't overly complicated, they were actually really simple. And the first concept was, don't snooze. And I know that might seem like a really little thing, but the reality is when you set your alarm clock at night, the thing you are saying that you're going to do is you are going to wake up at that time. If you do not wake up at that time, you are actually failing the first thing you said you would do with your day. And I know this sounds like it's really a lot and a little aggressive, but to be completely honest with you, when I stopped snoozing and started waking up when I said I would wake up, I instantly was more productive with my morning. Because instead of it turning into how can I figure out how to finagle more sleep out of the day, it turned into I have a list of things I know I want to prioritize in my morning, and by me waking up at 5 a.m., I was able to prioritize those things and get them done. It's this simple thing that actually helps you to start becoming the person you want to be. I wanted to be the type of person who could get up early and start accomplishing tasks early in the day. And the first thing I needed to do was not snooze and wake up with my alarm clock. This little step just helped me realize that I actually can become the person I want to become. I'm able to do hard things. Getting up early isn't the easiest thing in the world, but once you start doing it and it becomes easy, you understand just how much more potential you have to do hard things. Don't diminish the small things. Understand that waking up when you say you're going to wake up is a big deal. Number 2 in my morning routine, and I'm not gonna lie, this is something that is newer to my morning routine, but that is cold showers. Now, another person I respect a lot is Dr. Andrew Huberman. He has a podcast called The Huberman Lab where he just digs into the most incredible things when it comes to health, wellness, fitness, and just overall biohacking your life. And he is a huge advocate for cold showers and cold plunges. And listening to him and now implementing it into my morning routine, I can tell you right now that I'm completely sold on this idea, and let me tell you why. There has been so many studies that have just shown how beneficial cold showers and cold plunges are just to life. It raises dopamine, it increases testosterone, it increases energy, it increases immunity, it helps with just like overall circulation and blood pressure. And these are just some of the things that its benefits, and the science and the literature is there. And for me to start implementing this and practicing it and actually feeling the benefits of it is completely amazing, which is why I said I'm completely sold on this idea. And what I think is the most beneficial thing for me, especially waking up early in the morning, is that the reason you wake up is because your cortisol levels peak in the morning. This stress hormone and stress response helps you to wake up. When you get into a cold shower, this actually keeps increasing your cortisol levels, and so that your body actually becomes more alert and more aware. And all you have to do is just a couple minutes. I'm not asking for a 20-minute long cold shower in the morning. If you can just give yourself 11 minutes every single week of cold showers or cold plunges, I guarantee you're gonna start reaping a ton of benefits. Number three. Yikes. Number three on my morning ritual is make something. Now, I am a huge coffee guy. I love coffee so much. My dad actually roasts his own coffee, and so I am blessed with getting fresh coffee every single morning. But a big step I've taken is I like to make and brew my own coffee. And now, again, this might seem like a simple thing, but it allows my brain to start accessing. It allows my brain to start accessing the creative parts of it and the problem-solving skills that are there in order for me to actually start making my cup of coffee. And by doing that, it brings more mental clarity and mental alertness to your morning. And now, if you're not a coffee drinker, you can do the same thing with making tea or make yourself breakfast. Just do something somewhat creative that can get your brain going and get you ready for the next part of your day. I personally like staying fasted the first thing in the morning, which is why I just do coffee. But again, that's not for everyone. So if you feel like you want to make yourself a nice breakfast or something like that, by all means do it. I just think it's so important to get your brain activated the first thing in the morning. So make something, make a cup of coffee, make some breakfast, make a cup of tea, whatever it is, use it as a reward to yourself for waking up at the time that you did. Number four. Now, this one's less of a routine and more of a discipline, and it's staying off your phone the first thing in the morning. I know that most people's response is alarm clock, grab the phone, check Instagram, check news, check Twitter, whatever that might be. You're already introducing artificial dopamine into your brain, and it's starting to trigger responses that your brain's not ready for. On top of that, anxiety and stress that comes from social media, checking your email, or the news is something that can wait until later in the day. It's not what you need your brain to be occupied the first thing in the morning. I don't know about you, but I want to be focused on the positive things and how I can win my day versus getting bogged down by the stress of life and humanity. And so use this discipline to, one, let your brain be ready and not just get hit with artificial dopamine the first thing in the morning and just so much stimulation, but also it's going to cut down on your anxiety and stress and help you have a lot more of a peaceful morning. Last is going to be reading, journaling, meditating, something to keep your brain continuing to move forward as your morning moves forward. And what I think is really cool about this is that it allows you to actually envision how you want your day to go. As soon as you walk out your door, the pressures of life are going to come crashing down on you. But when you're sitting in your chair, you're sipping your cup of coffee, you're reading your book, you're journaling, you're meditating, this gives you 10 minutes, 15 minutes to visualize the best way your day could go. And this is huge because I feel like so many of us, myself included, we get so worried about how the day is going to go versus visualizing how we can actually win the day. So use this meditation time and journaling time and reading time as a time just to build your confidence up and figure out how you can put your best foot forward when you leave your house. And then you're going to make it a great day. And as problems arise, because they will, you don't have to focus so much on those problems, but you can visualize again what you saw in the morning on how your day wanted to go and keep chasing that feeling and chasing that dream of that excellent day. I think for myself, when I talk about my morning routine and I talk about the last 4 years, 1,500 days of waking up early and building this routine, more than anything, it's about becoming the person that I want to become. It's not necessarily about, oh, I want to be productive or I want to be optimizing things to the best of my ability, but it's more about I want to be a certain person. And when I look to the future and I see that person, I see the steps that I need to take to become that person. And this morning routine is helping me become that person. And so I encourage you, figure out a morning routine for yourself. Figure out what it's like to wake up earlier. Give yourself more time. Visualize yourself winning the day. Don't just leave the house in a rush forgetting things, but actually be ready and prepared. I guarantee you, if you start utilizing some of these tips and practicing them, you're gonna find some peace that you didn't know was there, and you're gonna start winning the day. That's all I got for you today. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below. I love having conversations with people. Until next time, peace. Nice job, Nova. Biggest mascot. You win the morning, you win the day, baby.
Right, Nova?
Right? Right?